people here want to know too.
Absolutely.
How is that to sit through?
It means a lot. It's good to know that people care about my well-being as well, because at the end of the day, your well-being is what has to come first. Your health, especially. Like Coach Leipold said, I do get a lot of "How are you feeling?" texts, and that's exactly why he doesn't like to. He only likes to ask like once or twice a week. But it means a lot to me because it shows me that people care. It's definitely been a journey. It's been a process of trying to get back in. So I'm glad to be able to be on the trajectory that I'm on.
From teammates? Is that
Absolutely.
who he's talking about? They asked?
Teammates, family. If you want to talk about my phone in general, I'm probably getting those texts outside of just teammates and people that live in Lawrence, Kansas.
Sure.
Yeah.
What are the obstacles for you right now that you want to kind of clear before you get back at it full go?
Yeah, staying consistent with what I'm doing. I feel like right now I've already ramped up to where I would be if I was playing a game tomorrow. So I feel like it's just being able to stay consistent with what I'm doing right now.
So much of last offseason with Sleeve was, the whole bulletproof thing, which I thought was an unbelievably cool concept.
Absolutely. It's easy to say that when you don't know everything that you must work on. We felt like we did a pretty good job of being able to make me bulletproof before the season, but it was something else that popped up. So, it's little stuff like that you can't control, and you just have to go about it the way that you do.
How disheartening is that to know that, hey, we did everything we could, except, we missed that because we didn't know. Did that get to you mentally at all?
Absolutely. Especially when it first happens, because, you do everything that you can to be able to try to play on the field, try to be there for your guys, and when you can't, it's nothing you can really do about it. Football is a game where it's one of those sports where injuries happen, and quite frankly, when injuries happen, it's the next man up. I've been saying that since I was a third string. It's the next man up mentality in the game of football, and quite frankly, you have to make sure everybody's ready to go.
Yeah.
What have your impressions been so far of Jeff Grimes and how he'll fit in his offense?
Yeah, that's my guy. He's a very personable coach. Asks how I'm doing. He's one of those coaches who asks how I'm doing as well. So, being able to talk to him outside of ball has helped our connection grow within side of football, and being able to see how his mental is when it comes to certain situational stuff in game, it means a lot because he has a lot. He puts a lot of them on my shoulders in a good way. He has given me the keys basically and said, I have faith and trust and belief in you to be able to make the right play at the right time. So when I give you these plays, here are your options. You have the ability to do this or the ability to do that. So with Coach Grimes, I love it because he's giving the quarterbacks the keys to be able to make plays that they feel like they need to make instinctually.
We got to ask Cole and Bean a lot last year what you were doing to help them. What were you doing, and how did you take on that role? It gave you a chance to have some impact when you otherwise couldn't, right? What we heard what they said, but what were you doing? What was most important for you to
being able to stay around those guys as much as possible. Since I can't physically do anything, being able to keep their mind clear. As a quarterback, it's easy to let a lot of stuff get in your mind, a lot of stuff to get cluttered, but as long as you're able to maintain peace and be able to maintain your peace of mind, you'll be okay. So being able to watch film with Cole Ballard, that kid has a mind of his own. He knows exactly what's going on, when it's supposed to be going on, and I basically tried to play the role that Miles Kendrick played for me when he got hurt for Cole Ballard and Jason Bean last year.
Obviously, Jalon, a lot was said about you last year, about your situation and everything. Is there anything people got wrong or anything you feel like never got cleared up about last season for you?
Yeah, almost everything, to be honest. I never had intentions on leaving the program. Never had any ill will towards any of my teammates. If I was able to be there for my team, I would have been there. People had questions about me not traveling to certain games. Physically, I couldn't travel to certain games. So, being able to clear stuff like that up, I've always wanted to be here for my team. Those are my guys, and I've been grinding with them this whole entire time since we've been at Kansas. And we haven't been doing all of this work for me not to play ball. So, I've always said, I didn't go to college football to not play college football. Nobody goes through all of the off-season workouts, all the off-season meetings and everything that you have to go to on Saturday when you're finally doing everything that you did to play, to not play the game.
You've talked about moments of kind of intense pain you had, including before the Texas game. Do you still get episodes like that?
No.
Okay.
Those stopped during the season. That's exactly why like I said earlier, I'm glad to be where I'm at today. 1,000% better than where I was during the season. It was a lot going on, but mentally, physically, emotionally, I'm here today.
Yeah, from a mental perspective, what's it been like kind of rebuilding your mental aspect?
Yeah, after the season was over, we got a bowl win. When during the season when I'm hurt, the main thing that I'm thinking about is the team. I ended up playing the fourth game, going into game 5, we were 4-0. we have a full season still to go. We have 8 guaranteed games left. So I'm just thinking about what are we going to do to be able to improve from what we did last year? What can I do to even try to get back on the field? If I can't get back on the field, what can I do to help make the team get better?
What are you doing right now to kind of stay sharp with your supporting cast? I mean, there's been some changes like on the offensive line. You got a transfer from A&M. What are you kind of doing on the side with those guys to kind of, make the acclimation process pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about connection. It's hard to try to lead guys that don't trust you. So, you can literally only lead guys as far as they trust you. So, I mean, being able to grow connections. I'm talking about Bryce. I mean, he's one of those guys who came in and worked with his head down. I mean, he's one of those guys who want to be able to learn what we do, how we've done it, and why we've gotten to where we are today. So I feel like helping people learn the culture within our process allows us to be able to grow a deeper connection outside of just playing football.
Having so many receivers back, is that going to help you a little bit too once you're, up and rolling 100%?
I mean, we're talking about guys who are in my class of 2020. Lawrence Arnold, Luke Grimm, Quinn Skinner. Those 3 guys are all class 2020 guys. We've been working out since we touched down at campus. So to be able to see the amount of strides that they've taken within these 4 going into 5 years now, it's been tremendous.
Has it flown by?
It definitely has flown by. I mean, there's guys on the team calling me old, and I'm sitting here like, bro, I was 17 freshman playing, and I was the youngest guy in the world. So being called old by 18-year-olds and I'm only 21 is kind of crazy, but we're getting used to it being the old guy in the room.
Jalen, do you have the roster to make it to Dallas to be in that Big 12 title game?
Absolutely. I feel like we have the potential to be able to go as far as we allow us to go. The way our culture is set up, it allows us to be able to focus on the day-to-day process. So we can think about the Big 12 championship, but at the end of the day, if we don't handle what we have going on today, the Big 12 championship shouldn't be in your head.
What's Coach Leipold's message been to you guys about that? He's talked to us about what he wants to tell you, but in the meeting rooms when he's talking to you guys, what's his message about your long-term goals for the season?
If you listen to noise when there was negative stuff, if you didn't listen to noise when there was negative stuff talking about the program, why would you listen to stuff when there's positive stuff talking about the program? At the end of the day, you can't let outside noise affect what we have going inside these walls. They'll tell you as great as you are, but they'll also tell you as weak as you are. One thing that my sister told me is you'll never be as bad as they say you are, and you'll never be as good as they say you are. So you can listen to all the outside noise you want. As long as you know what you have going on internally, you should be perfectly okay.
And you talked about how difficult last season was. Who are some people behind the scenes, maybe outside of just the football program, who really helped you manage everything mentally, physically, and just getting through it?
Yeah, I mean, I got the chance to talk to Kirk Cousins before the season last year. Being able to ask him how he goes through the physical development, how he goes about being able to stay healthy. But if we're talking about like just inside my little circle, my mom, my stepdad, and my goddad. Those are the 3 people that I talk to about everything. They know about everything that's going on in my life, and they helped me be able to get through some of the most toughest situations that I've gone through in my life. So being able to lean on them and be able to help make sure that they are helping me stay on the right path.
Jay, how different is being here this year compared to last year? We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. I mean, right now there's a lot of a positive aura around the Kansas football program. 3 years ago, they were saying they hope we win 3 games. So, to be able to see the transition from 3 years ago to now, it means a lot to me because the people who come here next year in the Big 12 Media Day or the year after that, these young guys are going to have so much respect when they get here. Yeah. And to be able to make sure that they didn't have to go through what we went through is what we call laying a brick here. And that's exactly what we learned from Tony Sands.
Yeah, you guys talked so much last year about, okay, we feel it now. We feel like we belong. What does it feel like this year? I mean, I know you just kind of got started with your day, but
yeah.
Are you tuned into that? Does it feel the same? Does it feel even more so that way? Are you past that so far that you don't even register that? I mean,
yeah, to be honest, for me right now, I haven't really tried to, pay attention to all of that. More so just going about it how I went about it last year. Mm-hmm. So I would say I feel about the same as last year going into the season.
Okay. We haven't gotten to ask you about Isaiah Marshall yet. Just what stands out to you about Zeke? Yeah.
What a guy. I mean, if you want to talk about a kid who wanted to come in and learn right off the back, very eager to learn. I mean, last year Cole was one of those guys who wanted to learn from me as well. But when I'm talking about Isaiah came in, asking me all the questions in the world, making sure he hits my phone up, like he's playing the role that MK, Miles Kendrick, played for me when I was a freshman. And quite frankly, I like the fact that he can lean on me that way because I didn't necessarily feel like I was able to do that my freshman year. I mean, I went in and played as a true freshman. So being able to learn from a guy that's already playing is something that I wanted to be for Isaiah.
This season goes the way you think it will. What's the ceiling for you beyond Kansas?
You know, honestly, I'm leaving that all to God's hands. You know, like I said earlier, it's a blessing in disguise to even be here today. So, you know, I'm just planning on taking it day by day. I'm not trying to look too far into the future. I'm not trying to harp on the past. I want to stay where my feet are. And focusing on the day-to-day process will allow me to be able to hopefully get to where my dreams and aspirations allow me to go.
How do you think the offense will be this year compared to last year with losing 3 offensive linemen?
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like we're a well-oiled machine. I feel like we'll be able to get guys in there and be able to maintain what we've been doing. Like I said earlier, I mean, the way our culture is set up, you have to come in and learn what we're doing. It's not something that you can just come in and say, all right, I'm going to do my own thing. You have to be able to learn and adapt to what we're doing. And if you're able to do that and be able to get on the field, 9 times out of 10, you're supposed to be there in the position that you're at.